Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Worship Guitar Show. Great to see everybody. Looks like we could use a little tiny bit more audio level. Testing, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, well, we have got a pretty cool show for you this evening. We're going to be touching on one of my all-time favorite subjects, which is this whole thing about chords. And I'm going to do something a little bit unusual this evening for kind of, if you will, a worship guitar show. But it's going to enable us to, I think, connect some dots in a way that's really valuable. First of all, I hope you're having a great day, evening. Chris Alexander, how you doing, my friend? Always a pleasure. Alan, hey. Great to see you as well. So this is going to be a really interesting thing. So yesterday, I'm in the midst of working on this next Celestine demo, hence all this stuff that's pulled apart behind me. But I have a tendency, like all guitar players, to play in the same keys over and over, right? So I was like, okay, go play in B. I was like, okay. And what happens, every so often you go to play something. Let me bring that down just a little bit. There we go. And so what's really interesting is that I had certainly not planned on playing an Elvis Presley song this evening, but literally kind of what happened, and I think we've had that happen a couple of times here on the show, where you play something, you're like, oh, I hear something inside there. So I kind of went like I was like. Right, and so immediately, but as soon as I was like, oh, I heard from right there, the big reveal was there, and it's like at that point I kind of pulled up a video of the song, kind of listened to it, and kind of walked my way through the chord changes. Why does this matter, and why is this important to us? First of all, hello, Deanne, great to see you. And by the way, my apologies for last week. I figured out what I did wrong. Somehow I managed to turn on my Wi-Fi, and basically what happens with Wi-Fi when you're streaming is what happened last week. So in any case, with that said, first of all, in case you didn't know, Elvis was a believer, loved the Lord, and like all of us, kind of went through his struggles. But he was a very strong Christian, even if sometimes he got himself into situations that maybe were not necessarily kosher, for lack of a better word, but he loved the Lord, and there was something about his music that really touched people in a really deep way. And is analogous to any of the worship songs that we might play on a Sunday, that we're then going, okay, well, there's the chord changes. How do I find that melody inside there? Where is it hiding? What's really going on? So I'm going to take a moment and head over to my trusty keyboard. Matthew, great to see you. Facebook is obviously up and running because I'm seeing there are eyeballs on there. We lost somebody. I guess they're back. They're like, wait, no, I really do love Elvis. Somebody's tuning in going, wait a second, they're talking about. For you that just tuned in on Facebook, hello. What we're talking about is basically theory and chord theory made easy. Where does it come from? How do we use it? And this little example of this Elvis song. Oh, we lost a couple. There are so many different songs that we could do where where it's under prayer or something like that, in an unobtrusive way. Finding those melodies inside the chords is really helpful. It's a great thing for an introduction, again, under prayer, maybe if you have something happening underneath announcements, And as a guitar player, it's kind of one of those things. I don't know about you, but the idea of being able to take the melody of the song and play the chords at the same time, for me, is a really important thing. So let's see. Gosh, I would love to, there we go. I'm not seeing the comments coming through, and this is what's very strange. For me, is a really important thing. Oh, no, don't do that. Shh. But I can see myself. Okay. Well, okay, I am not seeing any comments on Facebook, but I'm just going to, there we go. Thank you, Brett. I love you, my dear friend. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do, you are a gem. Thank you very much for doing that. So we're going to pull up my friend the keyboard here, and we're just going to kind of talk for a minute about where all this stuff comes from, because this is obviously, we got to have a reference point. So literally, as a matter of fact, kind of today, I had a moment, we have a piano in the house, I sat down and kind of went, let me just kind of go over to the keyboard and make music from the perspective of kind of diatonic theory and harmony and kind of see what happens. Kind of post this little Elvis thing with the framework of that. So as a brief overview, what you've got here that I've done is, in addition to the notes of C major, I've added the scale degree numbers. And if you take a look, there is no black key between E and F and B and C, which coincides with the 3 and the 4 and the 7 and the 1, of the major scales. So the idea is, if we were going to construct some major scale anywhere, we would just go 1, hold a 2, hold a 3, half to 4, hold a 5, hold a 6, hold a 7, half to 1. If we were to take that C major chord, it would just take the 1, 3, and 5 of C, whose notes would be C, E, and G. So it's got kind of this little view of this little leapfrog, little dealio, right? So again, C, E, and G is the 1, 3, and 5. That would be the 1 chord. If we wanted to play the 2 chord, wait for it, we would play D, F, and A. The 3 chord, E, G, and B. The 4 chord, F, A, C. The 5 chord, G, B, D. The 6 chord, A, C, E. The 7 chord, B, D, F. And the 1 chord back to C, C, E, G. So the deal is that a lot of us spend time in the key of G, whether it's kind of an open G or a capo G. And the thing that you've heard me talk about before is G is kind of the logical key for the guitar because it runs the length of the neck, starting on the low E string, the 3rd fret. It incorporates all the open strings. And again, a lot of us, when we go to capo, if we're going to play in the lovely key of B flat major, we capo 3 and we have a tendency to use that G chord as if it's this chord right here. So what I want to do is take a moment and walk through how we get from that right there to this right here for the key of C to this right here for the key of G. So again, it was the half steps. If you take a look right there, between the 3 and the 4 and the 7 and the 1, right there. Because there's no black key in between those notes, those are where the quote-unquote natural, no sharps or flats, adjacent half steps occur for the key of C, which is the quote-unquote perfect key. No sharps or flats, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, 2 holes and a half, 3 holes and a half is a way you can kind of think of all of that. And because of the way it's formed, again, 2 whole steps and a half step, 3 whole steps and a half step, there are no 2 spots that you can start that are going to be the same. So the deal is, if we took this whole concept right here, let me get over to, come on, you over here. There we go. I'm going to make you go bye-bye for right now. If we get over to the guitar and we go, all right, 2 whole steps and a half step, 3 whole steps and a half step, and start that at C. C, hold the D, hold the E, half to F, hold the G, hold the A, hold the B, half to C, half to B, hold the A, hold the G, hold the F, half to E, hold the D, hold the C. We're now going to think of that as numbers. 1, hold the 2, hold the 3, half to 4, hold the 5, hold the 6, hold the 7, half to 1. 1, half to 7, hold the 6, hold the 5, hold the 4, half the 3, hold the 2, hold the 1. And now we're going to take those numbers and just move them down a string. 1, hold the 2, hold the 3, half to 4, hold the 5, hold the 6, hold the 7, half to 1. 1, half to 7, hold the 6, hold the 5, hold the 4, half to 3, hold the 2, hold the 1. We know where that came from. That all came from right here. And we just walked it over the guitar. Now when we turn this from numbers, 1, hold the 2, hold the 3, half to 4, hold the 5, hold the 6, hold the 7, half to 1, into note names, G, hold the A, hold the B, half to C, hold the D, hold the E, hold the F sharp, half to G. G, half to F sharp, hold the E, hold the D, hold the C, half to B, hold the A, hold the G. I want to talk about this F sharp for a minute. We were cruising along 1, hold a 2, hold a 3, after 4, hold a 5, hold a 6, hold a 7. I think we can all agree that that E at the 12th fret is an E, since it's the octave, right? So it's 6, hold a 7. So if this is an E, the next note's got to be some sort of F. So that's why it's F sharp and not G flat. All right, so this is one of the biggest things that confuses people when they start thinking about the note names, is when they use a sharp or a flat. And simply, as we're building the major scale, which is why we started here, you're just sequentially going 1, hold a 2, hold a 3, after 4, hold a 5, hold a 6, hold a 7, after 1, which means it's G, hold to A, hold to B, half to C, hold to D, hold to E, hold to some sort of F note, which in this case, from E to F would be a half step, but from the 6th to the 7th is a whole step. That's why it's an F sharp, half to G. If we started at F, it would be F, hold a G, hold A, half to B, hold a C, hold a D, hold a E, half to F. All right, makes sense? Okay, cool. Now, the deal is that if I were to take that G, B, and D, that was just kind of like that same chord tone that we did for the key of C, where we're basically just going off the one chord. This, what was the C, E, and G? I'll move over to the key of C. C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, B, D, F, C, E, G, C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C, E, G. Now we're going to move down to the key of G. The triad note groups, because it's always going this little leapfrog dealio, is going to be the same, except we're starting at G. So it's going to be G, B, D, A, C, E, B, D, F sharp, C, E, G, D, F sharp, A, E, G, B, F sharp, A, C, G, B, D, G, B, D, F sharp, A, C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, A, C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, A, C, E, G, B, D. After a while, you just memorize them. So the special part of this, though, is that business starts to allow us to see where these chords come from. So I'm just literally, I'm constructing the G major scale. G, hold the A, hold the B, half to C, hold the D, hold the E, hold the F sharp, half to G, hold the A, hold the B, half to C, hold the D, hold the E, hold the F sharp, half to G. Now if I just take that G, and that D, and that G, and that B, and that D, and that G, that's where that chord comes from, and I can play an abbreviation of that. So all we're doing is saying, hey, we got a G, B, and a D. That's the 1, 3, and 5. That's where these chord tones come from. All these cute little chords that we can play in different locations. All those G major chords are just a bunch of G's, B's, and D's. And as we already just discovered, it's just taking the 1, 3, and 5. So if you have that kind of overall concept, which is like the majority of the chords that you're going to play are going to include the 1, 3, and 5, starting at each one of these spots. So let's see if I just took these chords like this. There's 1, 3, 2, 5. Little decoration. 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 5, as in 4, 3, 2, 5. They're just labeled by the bass note. All right, so I'm going to stop there for just a quick moment. I'm going to take a look over in the scrolling chat here. You guys are lovely. Good. All right, looks like you got it covered there. Let me just hop over to Facebook, because Facebook does not feed through, and I want to make sure. Brett, you're awesome. Thanks so much, man. Okay, so here's the thing. This is not complicated. And again, once you kind of have an idea, it's like, all right, this is where the chords come from. I get it. Most of the time, we're playing majors and minors. So this little piece right here in the key of B major, B. So let's just think about 1, hold a 2, hold a 3, after 4, hold a 5, hold a 6, hold a 7, after 1. B, hold to C sharp, hold a D sharp, half to E, hold a F sharp, hold a G sharp, hold A sharp, half to B. For most guitar players, that is a very, very unfriendly key. And I can totally get that. But since it really is kind of, if it hadn't been for that key, I wouldn't have played this thing, especially, and it was, it was just a God thing, because I was like, So I knew that was going to happen. So that's the chord I kept trying to play too early. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about those chords. So that right there is a B major chord. And that's really a B, D sharp, and an F sharp. That's literally, you can hear, that's the same relationship. Actually, here's a C major. It's C, E, and G up there. So just take my word for it. This is the 1, 5, the 1, and the 3, and the 5. So I basically, the melody is at the 1, then I go to the 3 chord, like you saw me do a minute ago. Again, kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So I want the 1 chord to the 3 chord to the 6 chord. Now what's happening there is in the midst of all of this, if you can kind of begin to go, I got this as 1, 2, 3. That's a 3, 6. That makes sense. So at the 1 we play a major chord, take my word for it. At the 3 we play a minor chord, simply because of the way the notes fall in the key. And at the 6 we play another minor chord. So the deal is, so we got 1, 3, 6. This is the 4 played in first inversion. So that's a bunch of E's, G sharps and B's, and that's a G sharp, B, and an E, and a G sharp. Actually, I'm not playing in first inversion. I'm just playing basically this little business right here. If you look at a C major chord, I'm going to need to tune here in just a moment, but if you look at this C major chord, I've just walked it up, and I'm playing this over E in the bass. So that's not really even, this right on its own would be an E major in first inversion, but I'm playing that right there. My thumb's playing the 6. That is 1, 6, 5. That is, say, if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, or I can go 1, half to 7, hold 6, hold a 5, hold a 4, right? All right, makes sense, right? So most of the melodies you hear in the songs, the note where it sits longest on the chord, or the resolution on each of these chord notes, I should say the melody, they're right in the middle of those chords, which means it's kind of like, oh, wait a second, that business is all making it really easy to kind of go, oh, I see that they're in there. So that's kind of when I went. All right, I will grab a tuner at this point. So first of all, somebody's got a question, because, you know, I would have a question about it. So what is the question that I would ask, because I'm rummaging through here looking for a tuner, and if I need to, I'll rummage a little bit further back and grab one off a guitar, which I think is what I'm, oh, no, you know what, I can actually use the tuner on here. Where is that fancy little tuner? There it is. All right, so the deal is, if I were to ask myself a question, what would I want to know about this? Well, how do you learn how to manage the notes in different keys? That's a really good way to think about it. So I would start just getting really comfortable with knowing the notes in the key of C major and just getting used to just kind of going, okay, I would write it down on a piece of paper, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then underneath each one of those numbers, or note names, I would write a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then just kind of go, okay, well, let me just say that I'm going to go 1, 4, 5. Well, that's going to be C, F, and G. 3, 6, that's going to be E and A. And you just kind of get used to doing that. But the other thing that you can do is also then start playing that on your instrument, because this is the other part of this that's a little subtle, but is super important. It's like, I don't want you to just know the stuff. I want you to hear it, right? So the idea is that if we took, and that's just the B major scale, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and B. You just get used to memorizing it. Like, at some point I learned that my name was not only pronounced as Doug, but I was like, D-O-U-G is how it's spelled. And eventually I was like, I can do this. So literally, if I were to take, kind of blackbirdy, isn't it? I'm literally just taking the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 1. At the same time I'm playing the 1, I'm playing the 3. At the same time I'm playing the 2, I'm playing the 4. If I play the right note. At the same time I'm playing the 3, I'm playing the 5. That is just playing it up an octave. So that is to say again, if you're taking, in this case, you know what, let's do it for the key of C for a moment. Let me make life a little bit easier since I'm right there. Everybody do me a favor, grab a guitar if you don't have one. Okay, so now that you've got your guitar in hand, what I want you to do is taking a look at this little graphic right here. Yeah. There you go. I want you to take a look at that and just kind of out loud with me. We're going to say C, hold the D, hold the E. So here we're going to, so when there's a black key in between, we're going to say whole. When there's no black key in between, we're going to say half. So I'm going to say it one time, then we're going to say it together. C, hold the D, hold the E, half to F, hold the G, hold the A, hold the B, half to C. Here we go together. 3, 4, C, hold to D, hold to E, half to F, hold to G, hold to A, hold to B, half to C. C, hold the D, hold the E, half to F, hold the G, hold the A, hold the B, half to C. Now what I want you to do is put your first finger at the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and that will be a C. And if by any chance you're tuned down a half step, play it at the 4th fret. But the idea, what I want you to do now, is I want you to go C, and if it's a whole step, you move 2 frets. So C, hold the D, D, hold the E, E, half to F, F, hold the G, G, hold the A, hold the B, B, half to C. Now, awesome. Now, a minute ago, I was saying that when I was playing back down here in the key of B, when I was playing the 1, I was playing the 3 at the same time when I was creating that harmony. We're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to put it back in the key of C and make it so you can just walk away being able to go, I got this. Not playing an F sharp in that key. But the neat thing is I played right, I played an F sharp instead of an F. So the great thing is I just had to go wait and say, all right, C, D, E, F, right? C, hold the D, hold the E, F to F. So the deal is that how to construct these guys and actually know which notes they are. At the same time we're playing C, we're just going up a 3rd in the scale. So the C, hold the D, hold the E. So if you can find an E on the 2nd string there, as in B, have to C, hold the D, hold the E. What we're going to do now is we're going to chart the notes on the 2nd string. So that's E. So if you take a look at the keyboard down below right there, we're going to do it slowly. Actually, I'm going to do it. E, half to F, hold the G, hold the A, hold the B, half to C, hold the D, hold the E. And I'm going to go backwards now. E, hold the D, hold the C, half to B, hold the A, hold the G, hold the F, half to E. Let's do that together. 3, 4 with the guitar. E, half to F, hold to G, I'll slow it down, hold to A, hold to B, half to C, hold to D, hold to E. Let's go backwards. E, hold to D, hold to C, half to B, hold to A, hold to G, hold to F, half to E. Now all we're doing is playing basically what Mr. Steve Vai would describe. I play that F sharp again. That's what Satriani would call the G disease. And I was trying to talk while I was doing it. That was just plain a mistake. F sharp again. So I'm glad I did that. So here's the thing. Part of what I want you to do is actually get used to going, all right, this is C and E, D and F, A and C. Let's see, I can do the C, E, D, F, E, G, F, A, C, G, B, A, C, B, D, C, E, C, E, B, D, A, C, D, F. That's totally wrong. C, E, B, D, A, C, G, B, F, A, E, G, D, F, C, E. That was a great exercise. I should be practicing that. So the idea is literally just going C, D, E, F, G. That is to say, we're just walking up and down an octave, going C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And at the same time, we're going E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. We're playing. C becomes D, E becomes F, D becomes E, F becomes G, E becomes F, G becomes A, F becomes G, A becomes B, G becomes A, B becomes C, A becomes B, C becomes D, and B becomes C, and D becomes E. And that's where this business is coming from. And I'm actually playing it right this time. But I want you to spend some time, once you've established the key in your ear. I'm as interested in your playing it. And getting used to just kind of going. Now, one of the other things I'd like you to do F sharp. And what I'm going to do to show some intelligence here, I'm just going to call out the note E, D, E, D, F, E, F, E, G, F, G, F, A, G, A, G, B, A, B, A, C, B, C, B, D, C, D, and C, E, and D. Now, you notice that the sevens, which is really what that is, sorry, the twos, my bad, lost the ability to think and play at the same time. This is the 1 and the 3, just an octave up. You could call that a 10th, and there would be nothing wrong with that. This is basically a major 9. That's a minor 9, and that does not sound very pretty. So the thing is, what I want you to do, if you play it fast enough, it doesn't sit as long at the 9. So what does that have to do with? Sorry, my pick is giving me a little grief there. Oh, I've got this thing up here. My bad. Go away. All right, so the deal is, that has everything to do with it, because essentially you can hear, let's see if I can, 5. So that is to say, all these F natural, holy cow. These notes, you're either going to be playing, as we're playing this, this is the 1 and the 3, 1 and the flat 3, 1 and the flat 3, 1 and the 3, 1 and the 3, 1 and the flat 3, 1 and the flat 3, and the 1 and the 3. That is to say, if I play these two notes together, and I take these two, and I play them at the same place, you can hear major third, minor third. So just trust me, it goes major third, minor third, minor third, major third, major third, minor third, minor third, major third. This right here is an octave, right? The other main chord tone is fifths. And they don't sound great played in parallel. And this one's going to sound a little strange. It's a flat 5. So these are all what are referred to as perfect fifths. And this is C, G, D, A, E, B, F, C, G, D, A, E, B, F, and C, G. And if we added those guys together, so that again is C, G, and E. So the C, G, and E become the D, A, and the F. And that becomes the E, B, and the G. You're literally just walking up to the next note in the key. This isn't rocket science. You can do it as long as you don't try and that, by the way, this is a major chord. This is a minor chord, and this guy that we play up here, major, minor, diminished. This is 1, 5, 3. 1, 5, flat 3. Again, you can hear that I just lowered that. 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, flat 3, and 1, flat 5, flat 3. Now, you're kind of going, oh, wait a second. Great for texture. So let's say I was going a 3, 6, 2, 5. I didn't go 3, 6. Now I'm going to go 3, 6. And all of a sudden, we took this C, hold the D, hold the E, have to F, hold the G, hold the A, hold the B, have to C, and we turned it from this into this. Gosh darn it, diminished. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. Chris Alexander is laughing right now. But the point being is that your average chord progression is just kind of going, it's just walking between the bass notes and stacking the chord notes on top of it. That's all it's doing. So again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 5. E minor, A minor, D minor, and G major. Now I'm going to add instead of going, I'm going to go. Is adding next. That's G, Sorry. It's not that hard. And so again, the connection between the chords and the scales, once you kind of just need to go, all right, I'm just starting here with the root. I can deal with that. That's C, D, E. I'm then finding this E. And then I'm taking the 5. C, D, E, F, G. And I'm adding that in the bass. And you can also just think those are just power chords until we end up at B and F. That was the look of me being completely disgusted with myself, but it's good for you to see me make mistakes. At least I think it is. That was an F sharp instead of an F. G to Z's. Collectively, that's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and major. Major, diminished, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major. And the idea is you just kind of use that as a template. Now the deal is, I'm going from F to E. This one needs to go from G to F. So that's why I had to change that fingering. Not very fast on the draw there. Ah. Here comes that chord. Better. And those are all the notes. That's one of the other things you can do. Is when it's appropriate, slide chord tones. Up, not F sharp. And the neat thing about this is it enables you to just kind of go, oh, I see what's going on. Again, just take some time to just go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and go E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and just kind of go, don't do that, holy cow. I have not eaten yet, and I think I've just discovered that it must be, I'm going to blame it on low blood sugar. The other thing I want you to do is take these 3, 6, 2, 5, E, A, D, and G. And the good news is that the 3 chord, the 6 chord, and the 2 chord all have minor thirds here. They're offset just, if you will, by 2 strings and 1 fret. So you're starting C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, E, F, G, and that's where we play the major third instead of the minor third. And you'll know when you hit it. And then add in the bass note, that little, or sorry, I should say the fifth, that little power chord. So that is to say, the only difference, I'm going to move down to G for just a second. It's just, and then the fingering for the diminished, which is what we would play it up at B. So that's the major shape, which we play at C, F, and G. This is the minor shape, which we play at D, E, and A. And the diminished shape we play at B. So major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major, major, diminished, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major. Just spend some time. Oh my word! Holy cow! And when it's wrong, it's really wrong. Holy cow! All right, I'm moving back to the B. Now I'm going to talk about what's happening. Where I'm basically, the melody is the octave. It's at the flat 3 there of the 1, 2, 3 chord. It's at the flat 3 of the 6 chord. That, let's see if I transpose that. Right. So I'm back in the. Right. Oh, sorry. So that's the 1 chord in the octave. That's the 3 chord and the flat 3, and the 6 chord and the flat 3. Hopefully that, again, from all this business that we did here, makes sense. 1 chord as the octave, 3 chord with the flat 3, 6 chords that are playing it here. Bring it down there. All chord tones straight in the melody. Flat 3, octave, 5, 5. That is it. That's the E in the octave. That's the G sharp and the 5. That's a 3, 3, flat 3. Sorry. That's the 1 chord and the 3. The 5 chord and its 5, and the 1 chord and its octave. Isn't that flippin' cool? Okay. Kind of makes sense. And the neat thing about that progression is it does a really good job. Top Gun theme. That's so funny. Yeah, really good for being able to kind of be able to identify those notes. Let me check in on Brett here. Okay, cool. Only fools fall in love, Jonathan. True that, my friend. True that. But it was said by a wise man. So, you don't always, you don't always know with the wise men. They're playing the long game, but, and fools do rush in. But what are you going to say? Okay. So let me just go from the top to the bottom. I'm not going to be able to bring these in unless I cut and paste them. Okay. I've seen people take songs, this is Brett, seen people take songs and rearrange them like a minor song, making it major and vice versa. Did you ever see I know this is not really a worship thing, but have you seen I think that was my buddy, Uncle Ben, who took Metallica songs and turned them all major. So that's definitely worth checking it out. And he's a great teacher. You can usually find his videos are usually something to the effect of why you're playing sucks. And he does a great job of actually making people better players. Okay. Jonathan, yes, nice. Creative variation is appreciated. Say the modes. Okay. Only fools fall in love. There we go. Good. True that. Okay. Let me head over into here. Okay. Good. Okay. Everything looks good. Good. Okay, you guys are happy. I'm not seeing any complaints, so I guess that means this is good. So the idea is that as demonstrated by this handy little Elvis song, and it was actually really convenient, that we were able to kind of go, let me see. All right. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm now transposing, I'm actually going the opposite direction, going from the easy key to the hard key. I'm going from the hard key to the easy key. But this is going to be a good example. So basically, 1, 3, 6. And I do this little bass note movement down to the 5, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 1, 3, 6. Walking down to the 5. 4. Right now, so all right, so our bass note movement 1, 3, 6, 5, 4, 6, 5. So that is to say, if I walked it up here. 1, 3, 6, 5, 4, 6, 5. All right. Right. Now, what's really interesting, that melody note, right? So we got 1, 3, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 4. Right. 4, 5, 6, 4. 1, 5, 1. Right. So 4, 4, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5, 1. So let's let's see if I can play the melody. Right. Right. All right, a little contrapuntion. Right. So there's the octave over the 4 chord, the 5 over the 5 chord, and the 5 over the 4 chord. I can play this. Right. Alright, it's going to look a little strange because I'm playing basically at the same. Chord and it's 3, 5 chord and it's 3, 6 chord, 3. The 1 chord and it's 3. The 5 chord and it's 5. So the interesting thing. I gotta remember that's don't mind playing with that. So the idea is B is much easier. right. So the point being, Deanne, hope work goes well. Cheers, cheers. Transposing is part of what makes things wacky for people. And literally forcing myself to go back and forth between B and C and C and B back and forth is a great example of just kind of walking the planks like, all right, let's just try it. But it gives you an idea of like, okay, once you have an idea, it's like, 1, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5, 1. So I need to hit the bass note. 6. Now what's neat there is it's going. You get the idea. You start stumbling into stuff, and you start kind of going, oh, wait a second. There's familiarity to all of this. Checking in on this. Bretto, that was Elvis. I thought it was an old hymn that starts out, cast your eyes upon Jesus. First of all, I think Elvis did a couple records with hymns on them. Okay, well, look, this was the main download of what I really, really wanted to do. I don't need to go super long tonight, and I don't see a bunch of questions, which usually is a good sign. It means that people aren't like, what in the name of, like the Top Gun theme, in the name of gibberish is he talking about? What I would suggest, again, doing is with the help of our handy-dandy little keyboard analyzer that's hiding in here underneath. There we go. You bring my keyboard back to me. We've been playing with you. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Alan. I appreciate that vote of confidence. Again, we were just going C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And if you kind of look at that, you can see that if I was playing C, up a third is E. If I was playing D, up a third is F. E, up a third is G. F, up a third is A. So on and so forth. So literally, if we were to take C and we would play C and E, D and F, E and G, F and A. Holy cow, I've lost my mind. G and B, A and C, B and D, and C and E. C and E, B and F, no, B and D. C and E, B and F, A and C, G and B, F and A, E and G, D and F, and C and E. Now we're just adding the fifth. So if you take a look at C, D, E, F, G, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's C and G, D and A, E and B, F and C, G and D, A and E, B and F, and C and G. And now putting those together. So I'm going to go C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, B, D, F, playing the right notes, C, E, G. So just spend some time. Oh my word, I played the 4 chord as a minor. So I'm going to go 1, 6, 5, 4, 2, 4, 5. Start playing with your own progressions. Find ones that sound good. Just kind of write down. It's like, all right, that was this what it is. Now, it's not rocket science if you can count to 7. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7 chord, 1. Okay. I think I hear some differences at times. Chris, what are you using the same picking patterns for the chords? That's a great question. Let me get rid of this little business here. I'm basically going. I'm going 3, 5, 1, right? And string numbers. That's 2, 4, 5. So there I'm going 1, 3, 2, 5. So if I just hang on to that 1, 3, 2, 5. Let's see if I can play right. 1, 3, 2, 5. I'm hearing something, I can't play it. What I'm trying to do is come up with a little pattern for you. There it is. So I'm basically going hitting the the fifth and second at the same time. Fifth and second, fourth and fifth. That's the second doing a pull off. That's all set. And after that pull off, 4, 2, 5. And I'm doing the same idea, but there I'm adding a note as opposed to pulling off from the E to the D. Same concept. Got it right. So it's alternating basically. Sorry. So this is from the, that voicing is 1, 5, 3. So we're going from on the first chord there on the 1 chord. We're pulling off from the 3 to the 2. We go up to the 3 chord. That's a flat 3, 5, 1. We're going to add the 4. And then pull off to the flat 3. We move down to the 2. We're going flat 3 to the 2. We go up to the 5. That's a 3. And we're moving up. So that's basically the 1 and the 3. 5, 1. 4 to the 3. 5, 1, 5. So it alternates, and then sometimes it's really nice to do that so you get this. This little melody. So kind of going below, above, below. The 3 that is. So we're going 3 to the 2. The 4 back to the flat 3. The flat 3 to the 2. The 4 to the 3 of the 5 chord. All right. I love this, Alan. That made my night. Thank you very much. All right, Doug, thank you. Over busy right now. Not only did you force me to get a guitar in my hands, you taught me things in the process. Thank you twice. Now to work on the right hand pattern. Well, the good news is you kind of watch me kind of botch my way through it. So the point being is that, it's just a matter of kind of getting this stuff on your fingertips. But the neat thing is, it's literally kind of going, okay. And just kind of going, wow, oh, that's E, D, E. All right, that's G, A, G, gag, F, E, F, F, B, C, B, ba. Okay. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this evening's guitar chord connection thing. What am I playing through? I'm playing through the axe effect. So this is actually set up on a Marshall. Do at church, right? No. All right. So the idea is it's a Marshall preset, but I'm it'll pick up a little bit. That's really neat. Get really pretty. It's all very touch sensitive. It's pretty darn cool. There we go. And who doesn't love the blues? Gosh darn it. All right, Gary. Oh my gosh, Doug. I'm a tenor and I have sung thirds my entire life. It just jumped out of me when you threw the keyboard up there. I've always been able to hit it, but I've never actually seen it until just then. Oh, the win. Yes. 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 Here's the thing. And I'm going to back up, and I'll have a little teaching moment here because I wanted to do it from the guitar for guitar players, but you're Gary, you're kind of pulling me into this in a really good way, so I'm going to embrace that. So Gary's comment was, again, oh my gosh, Doug, I'm a tenor. I've sung thirds my entire life. It just jumped out at me when you threw the keyboard up there. I've always been able to hear that, but never been able. I've never actually seen it until just then. So let me just take a moment and go back over to the keyboard. So what he's talking about, and I will give the harmonics. Look at all those hearts and fun stuff. Let me get over to the right application, and let me get over to the right graphic. And then I'm going to, in the midst of all of that, what he's really talking about is this C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, this C, and if you just jump up a third, in other words, that guy, that E, but I'm going to play it here. Instead of going C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, I'm going to, starting from E, C, D, E, this is where I'm going to go, that same note, I'm just going to go E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And that's basically C and its third, C and E, D and F, if you will, the one chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, 7 chord on the one chord. So that's C and E, just kind of doing a leapfrog, if you will, moving up to the next note. That's D and F, E and G, F and A, G and B, A and C, B and D, and C and E, C and E, B and D, A and C, G and B, F and A, E and G, D and F, and C and G. Or C and D, my bad. And now if we add the next note, in the little leapfrog thing, that's C, E, and G, D, F, and A, E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, B, D, F sharp, and C, E, G. And if we moved into the key of G, it would be, I'm not going to do that tonight. But the point being is what he's talking about is just being able to go, there, those notes are. So that's just harmony. So if the melody went 1, 3, 5. If the melody went 1, 5, 1, and I played a parallel. So how about if I put an octave? I know this. Sorry. All right. I can do this, right? Right. The melody doesn't sound that great harmonized in thirds, and quite often you wouldn't just do straight harmony. I'll move into B for a second. Hang on a second. So the melody is moving around as it relates to the harmony inside each one of the different chords. All the main melody notes are chord tones as it relates to the bass notes, which is the big giveaway, the big reveal about what tonight is all about. It doesn't sound great to just play straight harmony. So this is the last thing I'm going to say about Gary's comment, is that when you're playing or singing a melody, the harmony doesn't just go in parallel intervals like I was doing there, even, or I should say diatonic intervals. In other words, I'm not just taking the melody and adding a third up above it. You heard it just didn't sound good. What's happening is the melody is a chord tone, and the harmony of the melody is working around the chord over which that melody is played. So there'll be times that, for example, with a harmony, a harmony note will not actually be a great sounding note against the root of the chord progression, but it's the perfect note for the harmony over the root of the chord for which that melody is being played. Hence why when I was trying to harmonize that, not necessarily very well, the melody with just playing it in thirds diatonically, major and minor thirds, it just didn't sound right. And that's the thing about parallel diatonic harmony. It doesn't always sound great. It can, but when you're dealing with a real melody like that, that's where you start to get these jumps in intervals because of the way one note sits against the chord and another one doesn't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get some rest and don't forget to take care of myself. I received that. Chris Alexander, great to see you. I hope that has been great. Much love to each of you. Hang on, I saw one little comment I think poke in there. Gary, I love this. More of the learning theory at 62. I love and embrace that. Had someone told me to go to the keyboard to pick out the harmony, I would have had Hunt and Peck to find it. Now it's as clear as a bell. Well, you, my friend, made it worth every wrong note and any embarrassment thereof. What a pleasure and what a joy to be able to do that together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's do a little prayer. Lord, you know, the amazing thing about music is that there's so many layers to it, and you kind of inhabit all of it. And we want to inhabit your praises, and we want to inhabit the music that we use to praise you. So, Lord, I just pray that we have brought you joy in the midst of just kind of pulling some of these things apart so we can better see and understand how we approach things, how things work, and out of that, more anointing, more music, more joy will flow. And that's the great thing about this, is that kind of hearing these things and kind of understanding the underlying language and mechanics, and if you will, a little bit of the math of music, Lord. You created it, so we just get a chance to borrow it. And we are very grateful for it. So thank you for giving us the sound and the language and the words and the mouths and the ears and all that. You just never fall short. And we are grateful. We are thankful. We praise you. In Jesus' mighty name, we all said, amen. Much love to each of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will see you next week. Thank you again, and God bless. If I can get over to the right window.